We are the painters of our world. We are creators. We decide.
Welcome to the Educate.Elevate.podcast. I'm your host, Danny Morrison, and I'm so glad you're joining us today because we have a great show planned. Today, we're going to talk about a phrase that has been popping up on many high school campuses across the state. It's a phrase you may have heard before, but aren't quite sure what it means. Or maybe it's even called something slightly different in your area or at your school. The phrase is dual enrollment. Maybe you're a high school student eager to get a head start on your college journey. Or you could be someone who isn't sure what you want to do after high school. Either way, you can use dual enrollment to get ahead of whatever comes next for you while also exploring new career paths and areas of study. It's a perfect opportunity to give college coursework a try to see what path will work best for you after high school. Dual enrollment programs give you the opportunity to earn college credit for classes you take while still working toward your high school diploma or equivalency. It's a golden opportunity for students to save both time and money toward your college degree or a career education certificate. It's your ticket to taking college-level courses, all while you're still rocking your high school backpack. It's the ultimate 2-for-1, and it's time for us to do a better job of taking advantage of this opportunity. According to a recent study by the California Education Lab at UC Davis, only 3% of California's Black 9th grade students and only 11% of our 12th graders have taken at least one dual enrollment class. Both of these numbers are significantly lower than dual enrollment rates for other students. This is such a missed opportunity, and I hope today's episode encourages more of you to discuss dual enrollment opportunities with your high school counselor or principal and determine if it's right for you. And by the way, dual enrollment is not just for high school students. Adult learners, listen up. If you're currently pursuing a high school diploma or equivalency certificate through an adult education program, dual enrollment can open doors for you too. On average, recent college graduates are earning 60% more per year than those who only have a high school diploma. Imagine fast-tracking your educational journey by working on your high school diploma and college degree at the same time, saving both time and money, all while setting yourself up for success in today's competitive workforce. But you don't just want to hear it from me. Let's get right to our guests so they can tell you, in their own words, all that dual enrollment has to offer and why you should give serious consideration to enrolling in your local community college while you're working toward your high school diploma.
We are creators.
Our first guest is Dr. Ashante Hands. Dr. Hands is the president of San Diego Mesa College and is a true leader in the area of dual enrollment and disruptor of the status quo, who is committed to equity, diversity, justice, inclusion, and student success. Dr. Hands, it is a pleasure to have you here today.
It is wonderful being here. Thank you.
You have been the president of San Diego Mesa College since July 2022, but you've been dedicated to serving in education for 3 decades. Tell us about your journey and how you ended up in your current role. How did you get here?
How did I get here? I would say that my journey has been more of a calling, right? There's been a tugging at my heart since 4th grade that I can date back to when I was first bused to a predominantly white neighborhood from a predominantly Black neighborhood. And once I started to ask questions, something didn't sit well. And so there was this unsettling, even as a 4th grader. And so that calling kept being, tugged at different stages. And then also to being a student at Inglewood High School, where I was able to see firsthand the inequities in the systems that I had experienced. So I did my undergraduate at UCSD. And then I went on to get a master's from San Diego State in education with a focus in multicultural counseling, and then several years later pursued a doctorate in educational leadership. And I can honestly tell you that no one would ever say that they've heard me say, I want to be a president. I want to be a president. Like that ultimately was not the goal. But I do feel that I've always been in passionate pursuit of my purpose. And so for me, one of the ways that I will often greet our students, or when I think about the spirit or the essence of how it is that we should be approaching projects, initiatives, our students, is a South African greeting. It's called Sawubona, right? And Sawubona literally translated means I see you. It really recognizes the dignity and the worth of individuals. And so it says that I see you. I see the whole of you, your hopes, your dreams, your challenges. And it says that all of you has value and worth.
How would you describe dual enrollment to someone that's never heard that term before?
So dual enrollment is an opportunity for high school students to take college classes to receive college credit while they are still in school. I think you said it, like with their backpack on, right? Getting this college credit. And so that in general is what it is. And so as a system, in particular in California, we do call dual enrollment by many names. And so we have 3 different levels. One is an accelerated pathway for students who will typically go right into a 4-year institution. Then we also have a program where we actually are teaching students at the high school. So we have community college faculty go into the high schools and teach students in spaces that are familiar, that feel safe, where they have additional support. And then we also have concurrent enrollment. And this is where students on their own will come to the college campus and take classes. And so there they are enrolled with students, and people may not even know that they're high school students. So there are many ways to be able to engage and participate in dual enrollment. But the whole purpose is to make sure that we can create this culture of college identity. Right? We want students to see themselves as college students. And so we are not waiting for them to become a senior to figure out what it is that they do next, to figure out if this is something that they can do. We are going to them and we are saying, you can do this. It is possible. And this is how we will create the space and structures to be able to do that. And we know when that happens, that students have higher graduation rates, that they have higher success rates, that they go into 4-year institutions, that they come to community colleges, that they transfer. And then beyond that, we know that it increases their economic mobility, their social mobility, right? So it is a beautiful program that starts with seeing students in high school and helping them to find and follow their purpose through education.
Why is it important for Black and African American students to take advantage of dual enrollment opportunities?
It is important because our students have historically been underserved, and it is time for us to say no more, that we are going to serve our students and we are going to serve them with intention, and that we are going to create space for us to be able to tap into their brilliance. Dual enrollment is indeed a unique on-ramp for students to be able to be exposed to higher education and to be able to do it as a 9th grader, right? Someone who may not be sure, is this something that I want to do? Is this something that I can do? What better way to dip your toe into the pool and to figure out if this is going to work for you than to do that when you are not at a position where you have to, in the 12 as a college student, where you're trying to figure it out then, right? This allows you to do that in a safe space, right? A familiar space. And so one of our high school programs, when they first start working with their students and they start their presentations, they tell them to be brave, to take risk. And then they also say there is no better or greater experience, or there is no substitute for experience. And so if you want to think about it, how about be about it? How about we get you registered into this class and let us work with you and support you? You will have college faculty on your side. You will have access to those resources, but we're also going to be here supporting you. You can ask us questions here too. We're going to do, build this community. And so it provides this wonderful opportunity to dip your toe. Like, you may not know, but let's do it here. It's safe, right? It is safe. Let's try it out. And that exposure alone changes things, because now you are able to say, yes, I am at this particular high school, but you can also say, I'm a college student. I'm a college student. And experience is the greatest teacher. It's not imagining if I can. It is saying, yes, you can. And so I think that is one of the beauties of dual enrollment, in particular, those classes that are offered on the high school campus, as a very unique on-ramp that opens the door to so many opportunities. And the great part about these dual enrollment programs is that we're going to provide you with the support and resources to make sure you can do exactly that. And we provide them with peer advocates. We provide them with information and access to resources. We wrap them in love and resources. We need their brilliance. And we know that education is one of the great equalizers, right?
How is it making a difference for Black students?
We recently did a session where we had some Black educators come in, and it was just after COVID, and they wanted to see a dual enrollment program in action. And so this panel of students that I got to observe were averaging 50 to 60 units by the time they graduated from high school, right? They were doing concurrent enrollment. They were doing dual enrollment. Like, they were probably teaching their own classes on the side. It was wild. They were doing all kinds of things. And there were some students who actually said they transferred into that district because of the program that was set up for them to be able to have this access to all of these different resources. And when we sat there, somebody asked the question, well, what will you all be doing in 10 years, right? And who knows when you're doing 10 years? If you asked me that, I would not have known. Those hands shot up, right? The one student was like, I will be either finished with or nearly finished with my PhD program. Oh, awesome. Another student was doing some calculations, and she said, I believe I'll be in my third year of residency, right? Another student said, because of the exposure that we had to digital marketing and these various things, I'm going to be a director, right? Someone else said, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I do know that the communication skills and the confidence that I've acquired from participating in these programs and in these classes will be a valuable asset to me, right? Those students were provided with the conditions that mattered. And then they were sitting there and not even just seeing themselves for the brilliance and the beauty that they had in that moment, but they projected that out for 10 years from now. This is what I'll be doing. This is the power of dual enrollment. This is the power of seeing. This is the power of creating conditions that matter.
If a student talks to a counselor at their school and there is not a dual enrollment program, what can they do?
They can say that I'm aware that there is state legislation that allows for dual enrollment programs to be established here on this campus. Help me understand what we can do to make that possible. And in the meantime, what are my options? Like, I also understand that I can actually be concurrently enrolled in community college classes. Help me understand how it is that I can do that and have access to those schools directly. And there are so many schools that are doing this wonderfully that they are able to partner with other people to help make sure that they know how to set and establish these programs. There's tons of information on the web. And so students, you don't have to feel like you need to know all of the details. But I think we should remind people that all of that information exists. Make it happen. And so I think that is a way. Parents also have a very huge role in this in terms of advocacy and support as well.
Why should students enrolled in an adult education program consider taking dual enrollment courses?
The premise is the same, right? No matter where it is or what age you are or how you are entering this process, if you are on track to receive a GED, some sort of credential, and you are in that space, we still want you to be able to know that this is an opportunity that exists for you. This still is an opportunity to be able to dip your toe in the water and to have that experience. So to no longer question, can I do this? But to know that you can. So it'll provide motivation for moving through those programs as adult learners and educators for us. And so I think it's the same. The premise is the same. We want you to have the experience so that you know that this is possible and so that you can see a pathway from once you get that credential to what the possibilities are for what next. And this creates that space.
Dr. Hands, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure having you here today.
Thank you.
We are creators. We decide what.
Our next guest is Jaden Jones. Jaden is a junior at Kearney High School in San Diego, and she has been enrolled in the dual enrollment program since her sophomore year. She has a fantastic story to tell, so let's get right to it. Jaden, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
So tell us a bit about your background. Where do you go to school, and what are your higher education goals and career aspirations?
I go to Kearney High School, and I'm currently a junior. I want to attend college doing sports business and get my degree. And I want to own my own business helping young athletes.
So you're attending high school and you're attending college. Tell me how that works.
I have this program, dual enrollment, that I go to college campus 2 times a week on Mondays and Wednesdays.
How did you hear about dual enrollment, and what made you decide to enroll in the program?
I heard about dual enrollment from my counselor. He chose the top 25 in my junior class from each small school because we have 4 different small schools in my high school. And I chose to keep going with this opportunity because of my oldest brother. He's my idol, and he also went to the same school, and he did the same program, and he's succeeding right now.
So for anyone who has a goal and wants to reach their dreams, why is dual enrollment the way to go?
Dual enrollment is the way to go because it sets you farther into life, whereas if you just start college when you graduate high school, you'll kind of feel like you need to restart everything. But when you start in high school, it gives you kind of the up and see how it'll be when you're actually attending college full time.
But how do you feel about the quality of education you're receiving at your community college?
I think it's great. They don't know that I'm actually in high school, so I don't get taught differently or get special treatment. And I think this helps me see what it would be like when I'm actually in college.
Do you think that community college can prepare people for the careers of the future in the same way that a 4-year college has the reputation of doing?
I believe it can. You're able to pick what major you want, and this helps you with the path that you want to choose. For me, dual enrollment means that it helps me in college. Once I finish my senior year and go to college as a freshman, I'll basically have credits to be a sophomore. And it also saves a lot of money. The classes I take right now are free for me.
So tell me about a time when you knew that being in a dual enrollment course was the best thing for you. Was there a moment where the light went on and you said, this is for me?
I think the moment was when, really with my oldest brother, or my older brother, he took the same classes or the same courses.
You talk about your brother a lot, and you say that you idolize him. Tell me something about what he did in college that you aspire to be.
He did the same program as me, so he was able to start college as a sophomore. And this year, his junior year, he's studying abroad right now in Madrid. And
Wow.
it's like very cool. He sends pictures.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I want to be able to do that one day.
So take us there with you. You're this high school student. You're on a college campus for the first time. What does it feel like?
When I first went to my college campus, I was just scared I was going to get lost and I wasn't going to be good in my classes. But over a while, you just get used to it. It's like going to your regular high school campus. It's just like a way bigger.
What would you say to those students or potential students who are out there listening and may not have the resources that you have, but they really want to get started on their college journey while still in high school? What would you tell them?
I would say talk to their counselor and see if they have any openings through their schedule, and to never give up. Just pursue what you want to achieve. I used to overthink this too. I believed that I was too scared to do something new, but you just can't overthink it, and you'll just adapt to your new lifestyle. I would recommend it because it's an amazing opportunity for your future.
So you're taking college prep courses in high school right now, and you're also running track. So why do you think college is important to you?
College is important to me for my future, but also I want to make my family proud, as my oldest brothers do. I have 3 of them. And I just kind of want to follow in their footsteps. They're doing really well. My stepbrother. He went to the Air Force, and my oldest brother, he went to a D2 school to play football. And then the one I idolize, he goes to UCLA right now, studying abroad. They make me proud, and I want to kind of make them proud.
So do you think college is important for a career?
I think college is important for a career. For me, I want to own my own business, and I know I need to get a college degree to make that happen.
So why do you want to own your own business as opposed to working for someone else?
I've been working since I was 13, and I just feel like I'm ready to go off on my own and help others with what they want to learn and achieve.
So here you are, gold medalist. You're making great grades right now, dual enrollment. It's a lot of work, and I can tell that you're a hardworking person. What do you say to those people that may not want to put in the work the same way that you do?
I think it's really about your mental state. I remember my freshman year, it was really hard for me to want to focus and be good in my sport. And also, school always came easy to me, but freshman year was my first year doing a sport. And I remember the CIF meet. I remember I went there as a freshman, and I was like ready to win. I had this idea that I was going to get a medal, place top 5. And I actually didn't even make top 8, I don't think.
Ooh.
And that really just broke my heart. And I just knew that I need to be better. I need to work harder for what I want. So I started doing year-round track. And I just think if you feel like you're kind of going backwards, you just need to focus on your goal and also set a goal for yourself so you can achieve it.
That youngster that's watching right now and is like, I can't do that. What she's doing, I can't do that. What would you say to him or her as they sit there and they doubt themselves?
I would say not to compare themselves to others. We all live our own lives, and we kind of just need to figure out our own path. And the way to do that is believing in yourself and giving yourself a chance to show yourself that you can do it on your own.
It has been an honor and a privilege, Jaden, for spending this time talking to you and getting to know you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
We are creators. We decide.
Thanks to our guests, Dr. Ashante Hands and Jaden Jones. The dual enrollment opportunities available to students in California, like Jaden, are amazing. And hey, I get it. Diving into these programs can feel like navigating a maze. That's why it's important to ask your high school counselor or principal for help. And even if your high school doesn't officially offer dual enrollment, you can still take dual enrollment courses through your local community college. Just check with a community college counselor to get help determining what's right for you. Also, check out iCanGoToCollege.com and click on Black and African American Student Success to get a ton of great information on dual enrollment, financial aid opportunities, and additional support services. You can even use the locator tool to enter your zip code and get directly connected to your local college. That's iCanGoToCollege.com. Until next time, take care of yourself. And remember that when you know where to start, nothing is impossible, because to educate is to elevate.
We are the painters of our world.